If you've ever been told that reading in the dark ruins your eyes, then this video is for you. These are 5 eye myths that my patients usually still believe today. And the first one is that reading in the dark will ruin your eyes. It's true that reading in the dark is more difficult, and I'm not sure why you'd want to do it, but if you are reading in the dark, there's really no evidence that it's going to make your vision worse or your eye health worse. There have been studies on this, and they've never proven that there's any effect other than maybe a little bit more eye fatigue, a little bit more eye strain. But that goes away after you take a nap or go to sleep. So if you want to read in the dark, go right ahead. You can. There's no evidence that it's going to hurt your eye health at all. The next one's a big one. It's a very popular belief that wearing glasses will make your eyes worse over time. That just hasn't panned out to be true with lots of research on that. It's an understandable belief because you kind of feel like your eyes become dependent on this little crutch, but it just doesn't seem to be the case. The eyes do naturally change over time, so I can see how people might think this, because as a kid, it's most common statistically for your eye to become longer. So someone who's nearsighted becomes more and more nearsighted. Somewhere between 18 and 23, that often plateaus and stays about the same. And then over time, it often kind of decreases. I see that prescription decrease. And then there's this condition down the road as an adult where the prescription often decreases. They become less nearsighted, so their vision kind of improves. Now, there are things that can be done for kids to slow progression of nearsightedness. Those are very well studied myopia control things that can be done, but that's kind of a different topic. That's just not the same as just not wearing your correction. Now, with young kids, you do need to be more careful. If a kid has a high prescription and they don't wear glasses, then they could develop amblyopia, where the brain just becomes incapable of having good vision. So you can't just have a kid stop wearing the correction, especially if there's an asymmetry between one eye and the other. So listen to your doctor when it comes to children and their prescriptions. That is really important. You can't just test the waters and see if their vision improves without glasses. As an adult, you can not wear your correction and try that out, but it's not going to hurt anything, but it won't help. There will be all kinds of anecdotal stories, and maybe there'll be comments below saying, well, I did this and this happened. Those are just anecdotes. If you look at most of the data, there's just not good scientific evidence of this. There are smokers that live a long, healthy life and never get lung cancer, so you can't really look at those little individual points and say, this is the way it is. I'm always open-minded. If you find a good study, please link it below. I would be happy to look into that, and I'm always open to learn more. There's a little bit of this disbelief in eye doctors. They study the eye, they know a lot about the eye, but they also generally sell glasses, so your belief is kind of like, well, geez, you don't want me to not wear glasses, right? I don't care. You can not wear glasses all you want. I'm just letting you know what the science says right now. Wearing glasses does not make your eyes weaker. Myth number 3 is that styes happen because you're not hygienic, and that's not true. Styes will occur because of a poor quality of secretion from those oil glands around your eyes, and that can happen regardless of how good your hygiene is. A lot of women who are very clean and clean their lashes and use makeup removers and everything regularly will get styes, and there will be guys who, I swear, have never washed their eyelids in their life that have never had styes. So that's not the case, and I don't think that's a fair belief. We all have bacteria on our bodies. That's normal, part of our healthy flora. And if you have a bad quality secretion in those oil glands, then that can get in there. Now, there can be other things that you can do in addition that can make things worse or make you more likely to get it. So yes, using older makeups, or rubbing the eyes a lot, or having uncontrolled dry eye issues, ocular rosacea. There's a lot of other things that can be done that can make you more likely to have styes, but it's not just because you're dirty, and that's not a very healthy way to look at that. You shouldn't judge someone and say they have a stye because they're not clean. That's a very old-fashioned belief, and it's not a true statement to think that they're not clean. Myth number 4 is that you'd know if something serious was wrong with your eyes, and that is a big one because you really won't know most of the time if there's something seriously wrong with your eyes. One of the more common blinding conditions I run into is glaucoma, and you won't know if you have glaucoma early on, unless it's one of the more unusual types. Usually, glaucoma is a slow progression of nerve damage that causes complete blindness if it goes untreated. But we want to catch that way before you know you have it. It's much easier if we catch it before you know you have it. So glaucoma is a big one. Most of the big retinal issues I've found have been in patients who have no symptoms yet, so they'll have a small tear or a break or a hole, and so we'll get that fixed before they have a full-on retinal detachment, which the surgical repair is dramatically better if you catch it early. And that's a serious problem. Retinal detachment will also cause complete vision loss if you don't treat it, or it can at least. I mean, there's just a lot of conditions for the eyes that you won't know are going on. You want to get your eyes checked. It's mostly preventative. We're not great with repairing central nervous system tissue, and that's kind of what the retina is. So it's an outcropping from the brain. If there's damage to the retina, then you can't fix that. So the goal is to prevent it, and that's why you go get your eyes checked. You won't know if there's a serious issue going on with your eyes many times. And the last one is the belief that all eye drops are basically the same in the store. Most people will go to the store and they'll get some Visine or some eye wash when they have irritated red eyes. The Visine will make your eyes not red anymore, so if you have to take a picture or something, you can do that as long as it's a very occasional thing. If you have to do that regularly, you should figure out why they're getting red, because that's not actually a drop that's helping you. But there's Miro, and there's eye wash, and there's allergy eye drops. There's a lot of different ones, and there's those redness relievers. So those all kind of have different purposes. Just for the sake of keeping this video simple, I'd say most of the time you want to reach for a artificial tear that has no preservatives in it, one that does not say that it's going to get the red out. And that would probably cover most of the bases. If you can't fix it by doing that, then come on in and let us take a look and see what's actually going on with your eye to help you out. You don't want to use drops that have preservatives in them on contact lenses. You don't want to use a redness reliever on contact lenses. So there's a couple little things that are different about those eye drops, and there are definitely some that will help more than others, and there are some that will possibly hurt in certain situations. So when you're in the store and you're looking at a lot of different artificial tears, ask AI probably would be the best thing. Just take a little picture and say, hey, which one would be the best for, and list your symptoms. It'll probably point you in the right direction, because they aren't all the same, and there are some options that look better than others. And those are 5 common myths that I hear, but there are some others. Now let me know if you've heard of other myths, or you have any questions about things you've heard about the eyes that you think might not be true, and we can go over those in a future video.